come like here, and then we have cross angles.
The bomb is
Bathroom
not
window.
down, by the way.
Oh my god!
Alrighty boys, welcome back to another step-by-step video. Now in today's video, we're going to go ahead and start out here with some C4 clips as per tradition. And this first one's going to be over on Consulate. This is going to be a Nitro for over the top of the break room wall for admin people repelling into admin. And so you're going to toss your Nitro out once you hear the repel in audio, and then you get yourself a free kill. This next one's going to be over on Fortress. And this is, I believe this was actually during like the beginning of the season, but basically the enemy team is doing like a tower over push basically. So we're gonna go ahead and Nitro as they try to thermite the wall right here to get ourselves a free kill. This next one's gonna be over on Chalet. This one's gonna be for when the enemy team likes to play outside of the site doorway. What they're gonna end up doing here, I believe, is they're gonna go ahead and nade out my shield, which triggers to me like, okay, they want to play on the doorway, so I'm gonna go ahead and prone. I'm gonna Nitro towards the doorway with the table as cover, get myself a free kill on the guy that just naded me. And then right here, this is going to be the start of our actual clips. We're going to be over on Clubhouse for the basement. And this is one of the rounds where I'm going to basically notice that my team is basically all roaming. You see there, 1, 2, 3, 4 roamers, and I am the one guy in sight. So I was like, instead of me playing inside a site and getting overwhelmed and then we lose the round, I'm going to also leave site. Now the reason why we do this, guys, is because it's so much better. Like, it is so much better. It is so, I don't know how much I gotta stress this, but it is so much better to have 5 people off site rather than having 1 person in site, in my opinion, because I'd rather retake with the entire team versus having 1 person die in sight because they get overwhelmed, and then having to retake, like everyone's straggling to like retake, you know what I mean? Like, that is like the worst thing you can do, in my opinion. Leave 1 guy alone in sight, he dies, and then all of a sudden everyone has to rotate back to, you know what I mean, retake basically. We're gonna see right here, as I'm on the roam here, I'm going to go ahead and pick off 1 guy outside of the kitchen window because I get audio for him. And then our teammate that was inside of sight actually did end up dying. Now, the one silver lining in this position that actually makes this winnable is that we have a Scopus on the board, and his Scopus shield is actually inside of sight, inside of church in this position. So you're going to see right here, he's going to go ahead and Scopus his way into sight here. He's going to end up actually picking off 1 guy that was playing inside of church holding blue. So that actually enables our blue people to walk down, so I'm able to swing aggressively in this position. You're going to see right here, I'm going to end up jiggle peeking for the thermite and get myself a free kill. And then as we go ahead and go into sight here, we're going to actually get shot at by Dirt here. So we're going to go ahead and kill Dirt aggressively. The last guy in this position, we saw a glimpse of him, was back Arsenal. We're going to go ahead and swing aggressively to get ourselves a kill onto him. I believe actually my teammate ended up killing him with me being a distraction right there. And that's how we secured the round. But as you guys can see right there from that last round, like, 1 guy out of the 5 people that was roaming there noticed that nobody was in sight, so he's like, okay, I'm going to rotate back to sight. And then guess what happened? He got overwhelmed and he died immediately. That's why, me personally, I think it's better for 5 people to be roaming off site, because otherwise your 1 person in sight is going to get hit by a gap, he's going to die, and then you're going to lose sight, and you're going to be down 1 person, and then it's a 4v5 retake, you know what I mean? However, luckily, I was able to kill 1 outside of the kitchen window, making it a 4v4, and then we had a Scopus actually on the board as well that could go ahead and just go back into sight and also get a pick that way as well to open up the position. And I do that in quotes, like you know what I mean, with my hand, but you guys can't see it. But basically, when you open up the position, it makes it easier for our teammates to like come back into sight basically. Normally, that's something you would only really say when you're, like, talking about, like, attacking, you know what I mean? Like, oh, let's open up the position, whatever, right? But, like, we're talking about opening up the position on defense while we're defending, which is, like, weird to say because we're supposed to be defending the bomb site, you know what I mean? But I can't stress it how much I hate it to see it whenever people, like, do, like, 4 people off site and then the 1 person in sight stays in sight. And usually that's me. That's that person that always stays inside of sight. And I'm usually the guy that dies to the gap. So that's why, me personally, I hate leaving someone inside of sight while your whole entire team just dies. Unless they, like, are playing for it. If they're playing for it, that's different, in my opinion. Because, like, there's certain maps, like Night Haven, where you do, like, a 4-man roam, 1 person inside of sight. And then you basically have that one person in sight like prepped to play the bomb site alone. Like they usually will have like Mira, maybe they have BPs inside the site so that way they can play it efficiently. Right here we're gonna get a free kill on red because we're just riding here, getting ourselves a free kill for red walkthrough. But you know what I mean? It's much more different. Right here we're gonna Nitro for the prediction refrag for someone playing beyond the server rack. And then the last guy in this position is going to be highway. We're going to end up walking up to the window. We're going to swing aggressively to get ourselves a free kill. But basically, the thing that I'm trying to stress to you guys is that in that round, this is what I'm trying to say, okay? I'm alone inside a site. I'm not prepared to play site by myself in a 1-4 basically, where 4 people are roaming and I'm alone in site. I'm not prepared to be doing that. That's why I think personally that it's better for me to leave site. I know normally you would think, oh, don't leave site because you want to play site. You know what I mean? Make sure nobody can overroam the bomb site. You know, you're going to think that, right? That's going to be like the default thing to think. But I'm going to be honest, guys. When you're not prepared to be the sole anchor inside a site, I do not think it's worth it. I think it's way better to like also go roam and then 5-man retake. And you're going to have a way better time because everybody's going to be swooping back onto the bomb site at the same time. It's going to be way cleaner. It's going to be so much more nicer. I think they actually do that in Pro League occasionally. I could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty certain they do that in Pro League a lot, where like people are like doing like different cross angles and stuff like that to like retake the bomb site, and they're all doing it at like the same time, and it's the same exact thing with rank, guys. This is the exact same thing. Like don't get me wrong, guys. There's a world where I could have played alone an anchor. Don't get me wrong, and I do think that's a valid like opinion to like try to do that. You know what I mean? But the thing that I'm trying to really stress here is that I didn't have utility to play by myself inside a bomb site, which means that I'm not prepared to be the only anchor, okay? That's what I'm trying to say. Is like, I think if you have a willingness to be the only anchor, I think that's much more different than being the only anchor when you're completely unprepared, you know what I mean? Because I could be playing a completely different operator than Kate in that position to make it way more efficient of me playing alone inside a site, you see what I'm trying to say? So that's why I think it's way, 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 way better to be 5 people off-site and then you roam back into the bomb site when they inevitably take it. It's way easier on the mental as well because you're not obviously going to be the guy that's going to be alone in sight that just dies for free, you know what I mean? So it's way easier on the mental as well, so it's going to be a lot better in that regard. Now, in this specific round, we're going to be over on console. We're attacking the top floor here, and we went ahead and we walked into admin here with a Monty. We killed a mute that had his back turned, and now we're going into this round trying to figure out how to solve the position to win the round. The way to win this round from this position with Monty on the board is we need to win our spiral fight for reception. We kill reception, we take reception, and then we have cover cross through reception to make a plant with the Monty basically in this position. So the main thing that I need to focus on here is not dying and getting my teammates to kill this Jaeger that's in reception. Now the one important thing to note here is that my teammates are losing the fight for a reception. So what I need to do here is I need to basically walk up once my Flores goes for the gunfight here, and I need to take a gunfight with this Jaeger to make sure that we basically guarantee a refrag on this guy, so that way we're able to walk into the position to make this a winning position. But you see here, luckily, after we kill the Jaeger and we get control of reception here, there's going to be no one on my reception door, which is great. And then my teammate's going to go ahead and pick off 2 guys here, which is also fantastic. So now we can go ahead and rotate into a plant here. The last guy's on the side doorway, so we're going to go ahead and plant. My Nomad does a cover cross, and then we're going to go ahead and hope that the K doesn't kill us and our Nomad protects us. You're going to see right here, my Nomad is going to get shot once, which is great. That means he's actually protecting me, and then the last guy in this position is going to have his back turned to me, so I'm going to go ahead and unshield. I'm going to shield bash him and get myself a free kill. The easiest way to win, by the way, right there is probably just to play Monty and like back up and just make sure that he can't like defuse. But I know that from my experience playing as a Monty player, that if someone has their back like completely turned away from you, you usually have enough time to unshield and then shield bash them, and they can't really do anything about it. So you're going to be able to get yourself a free kill like that. So that's why I ended up doing what I did in that specific round, because I knew that I was going to be able to get myself an easy kill right there. Now this next round we're going to be over on Karaoke. We're going to be defending the T bomb site, the T Karaoke bomb site. We're going to be making some holes here so that way we can play inside of Karaoke and basically shut down this side of the map. We're using a Rooney here. Now the reason why we're playing a Rooney here is because obviously, you know what I mean, ACOGs right now are just kind of really strong in general. So we're basically playing this position because it's going to be much easier for me to defend this position with using an ACOG operator that can also make holes, because I'm going to basically be able to make holes for like black stairs walk up. I can make it for bathroom window hop in downstairs, and then I can swing aggressively with my DMR for top black. Now right here we're going to do something that's kind of controversial, but basically I see that the enemy team has a Blackbeard that's trying to push for top black in this position. So what we're going to do is we're going to basically reinforce off the rotate hole. I know this looks a little bit dumb for most people in this game, but basically the reason why we do this is because I don't have a good way of actually dealing with this Blackbeard. So I'm basically making it more like of an issue. I need to basically force the Blackbeard into a cross position. Basically, me and my teammates need to shut down this Blackbeard, and the main way we can make that happen is make him, or force him to have to walk through the hallway into our cross angles, basically. So you can see right here, when I reinforce the rotate, that means his only option to basically push sight in this position is to walk down the hallway going into all of our head holes, and then we're going to be able to do cross angles to get the kill on him. Now, unfortunately, right here, a lot of my teammates just start dying, which means we're stretched thin for this Blackbeard. So what I need to do now is I need to ignore this Blackbeard. I need to switch places with my Legion, basically, because my Legion's going to have a much easier time dealing with Blackbeard than I am when I'm playing the DMR in this position. So I'm going to go ahead and now play over by Geisha here. We still have the cross angle technically with the Blackbeard, but Legion's going to be able to solo the Blackbeard a lot more efficiently than I can. Now, Legion does end up dying here, but technically on paper, there's phantom pressure by me being in this position, because the Blackbeard might think that I might play cover cross, but I don't end up doing it. I ended up completely ignoring him, and we're going to go ahead and kill Ash that tries to rush into Geisha here. We're going to swing through the rotate that Ash made, and then we're going to basically go ahead and kill Twitch as well in this position. Luckily, my Goyle went ahead and killed the Blackbeard for me in this position, so now I'm in a 1v1 position with this Buck. He's going to try to swing me through the T doorway. I'm going to go ahead and light him up to 1 HP right here, and then he's going to actually rotate over to my drums doorway here. These type of positions, when I try to jiggle peek you like this, you just got to wide swing and get the kill. I'm going to be honest, that's like our best play, and that's how we go ahead and secure the round right there. Hope you guys enjoyed today's step-by-step video. Hope you learned a lot, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace!